Yo, what's up, family? As we all know, collections tank our credit score. So I'm about to show you how to fight back legally and get them off your report. Stay tuned. Okay, so step one, we gotta get our credit reports. So we all know, and if you don't know, we're gonna put you on game. We wanna go to annualcreditreport.com. So once we go there, we wanna download our Experian report, our TransUnion report, and our Equifax report. After that, we wanna highlight any collection accounts and note the dates and the amount of each account. Okay, so step two, we want to validate the debt. That's very important. We want to validate any money that somebody's saying they owe you. So if somebody said you owe them, and you don't remember you getting any money from them, we want to validate that, So first we're going to send a debt validation letter to the collection agency. So whatever collection agencies that we marked and we highlighted and said that you owe them, we're going to send this validation letter. They must prove it's yours. And if they have a legal right to collect that money from you. If they can't validate that, then that means it has to be deleted. So that's step two. We're going to validate the debt. Send them that letter to prove that that's money that you owe them and that they legally have the right to collect. And then from there, if they, like I said, if they don't have the legal right, it must be deleted. And we could push that even to 4 days. Latest it would be 30 days to get that deleted off. Okay, so that leads us to step three. Step three, we want to dispute inaccurate information. So if the debt is not yours, if it's already paid and it's too old, meaning it's about 7 years or older, then it has to be knocked off. We want to file this dispute directly with the credit bureaus, and we want to try to use certified mail or the online portal. And this is going to help us get that response rapidly. So, like I said, we want to dispute the inaccurate information. So that's everything from our address that may be inaccurate because we may be moving around. That's debt that's not yours or already paid. And then also things that are 7 years old. That naturally should fall off. But if it didn't, we want to make sure we send that dispute and make sure they take it off. So that leads us to step four. Step four, now we're going to pay for delete. Only if it's a valid debt. If it's not a valid debt that's not yours, we're not going to pay to delete anything. So with that being said, we want to contact the agency in writing and request a deletion in exchange for a full or partial payment. So now once we do that, we want to make sure we get that agreement in writing before we pay anything. All right, so we want to pay for delete. So when you go about this process, like I said, we only paying for valid debts. So if it's not yours, if it's too old, they couldn't validate it, we're not paying any money to nobody. So after that, we're going to contact the agency directly in writing. We're going to request for a deletion in exchange for a full or partial payment. Now, once they have agreed to that, we want to make sure we get anything in writing. This is like receipts. Like when you do any tax write-offs or anything business related or anything, we want to make sure we get it in writing, because later this, we say you got to go to court. We want to make sure we have it in writing that this company said this and that. So next, we're going to pay to delete that and get that off of our credit. Okay, so that leads us to our final step. So our final step is now we want to follow up and monitor. We want to be patient though. We want to be patient because it takes time for us to send these letters out, then to receive it, open it up. So we're going to follow up about 30 to 45 days after we sent that letter out. And this follow up is to confirm the deletion on the credit reports. So we can also do that using tools like, Credit Karma, Experian, and MyFICO. So once we check it on these apps and these websites and it's still reporting, then we do a follow-up dispute, and we want to follow up with supporting proof showing that this didn't come off my credit report and it's still reported. All right, so y'all know we always got to finish with the bonus tips. We need some bonus tips. So today I got 3 for y'all. So first is, don't acknowledge any old debt if it's past the statute of limitations. So if it's 7 years or older, we're not acknowledging it. We're not going to pay it. We're not talking to them. Second is, never give your debt collector any bank information over the phone. Do not call and give them any routing, account number, any debit card. Don't do that over the phone. Lastly, keep everything in writing. Keep your receipts, all your interactions with the credit bureaus and your collectors. We want to make sure we're keeping this in writing for our records and maybe for future use if needed. Need to clean up your credit? Drop a comment if you're dealing with collections, and subscribe for more real credit game right here on the MIG Wealth Academy. We're going to have a link below, the link to CredX, for anybody who wants to sign up for our Credit Dispute program and get a free consultation to see where the credit is and how they can move it forward. Or just tap into these videos and go do it yourself. But stay tuned for the next video. Peace and love.